Hello everybody, welcome back to another Ready to Race video. Today we're going to be talking about the Toyota 500, the Coke 600, which was a very eventful race. I got a lot to say about that. Not so much good things about the Coke 600, even though it was a really good race, but I'm gonna get into that obviously in a minute. I think we're gonna also be going over the Ausco 500 kilometer race. Kilometer race, I think. I think it was a 300-mile race. And then we will go over the Food City 500. And I'll talk a little bit about the Xfinity race because I did watch around the end of that. And then I'll go over my predictions for the Fulton or Quiktrip 500. And then I will go with and then I will give you the point standings. I'm going to give you some updates on the channel, what we're doing for June and July. So yeah, and I'm also going to tell you about an upcoming video that I think you'll enjoy. It's going to be interesting, definitely interesting for me because I've never done a video like this and I'm kind of excited to do it. So anyway, let's get into it for the Toyota 500. It's not very eventful because never mind, it was eventful. If you guys don't know, if you guys haven't seen the 15-minute race recaps, if you haven't watched the race, Denny Hamlin ended up winning the race, Kyle Busch ended up finishing second, Kevin Harvick ended up finishing third, Brad Keselowski fourth, and Eric Jones was fifth. And it was a really tough day for Chase Elliott because he was en route to probably pass the 11 and win the race. There wasn't a whole lot of laps left. He tried to make a move, and in a post-race interview, Kyle Busch obviously spun Chase Elliott. I don't really want to say he dumped him, but that's really what it looked like. But he said in an post-race interview, he said he just misjudged the gap. It was his mistake, and then, yeah. And then the Coke 600, which I watched the entire thing, I was pretty upset about that ending. Or actually, in the morning when I woke up, I was pretty upset on what I seen and heard. Jimmy Johnson ended up finishing second, and then he got bopped. He got, obviously disqualified from the race because of post-race inspection. He failed that, and so instead of getting a second place finish, that NASCAR didn't want, obviously, but there might be more reasons behind his post-inspection failure. Instead of a second place finish, they put him all the way back into the end. 40th place gets 1 point and loses all of his stage points earned in that race. Yeah. Anyways, Brad Keselowski ended up passing Chase Elliott. Either that or it was on the restart, but Chase Elliott ended up making a not so smart decision, or Alan Gustafson or TJ Managers, whoever his spotter is, I can't remember, called that he needed to go pit on that final restart at overtime at the Coke 600. It kind of boils my blood a little bit still, which I know I should get over it because he won that next race, the Ausco 500. Yeah, he messed up. And then Brad Keselowski won the race. Obviously, Chase Elliott finished second. He would have finished third, but NASCAR doesn't like Jimmy Johnson, finishing well in this retirement season. Ryan Blaney finishes third. He had a pretty good run. He was quiet all day. Yeah, wasn't a bad day for him at all. Kyle Busch finished fourth, and Kevin Harvick finished fifth. Now on to the Ausco 500 kilometer race, a 300-mile race. I think that's what it was. Chase Elliott, obviously, before that, he ended up claiming the bounty over Kyle Busch in the truck race, and he won all three stages. It was basically domination. I was very happy for him when I ended up watching that. So good on him. He won that race in the trucks, and then he came back the next day, won the Cup race. Obviously, a really feel-good moment for him and for me being an Elliott fan. Denny Hamlin ended up finishing second after passing Ryan Blaney on the backstretch of the final lap. Passed Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney finished third for the second time in a row, which isn't bad. Nothing to scoff at all. He's arguably one of the most consistent drivers this season. Ricky Stenhouse. He finishes fourth. Pretty sure that was his second top 5 of the season. So I was happy for him, showing, proving that, underfunded teams like JTG Racing, the team he races for, can get good finishes, and it showed because that was his second top 5 of the season. I was really happy for him, happy for the team. Ryan Preece, I don't think did too well, but still very happy for him and the team. And Kurt Busch, he finishes 5th. I think that was his 3rd top 5 this year. 3rd or 4th, I can't remember, but he's had a strong season. I can guarantee you he's most likely going to win a race. And if not, then he's definitely going to be a really consistent driver probably the rest of the season. Yeah. And now we move on to the last Sunday's race, the Food City 500. This is arguably one of the best Bristol races in years. Even though obviously the finish was great. Actually, I really loved it. I'm not gonna say I loved it, but I really liked the finish. It was crazy. It was like something, and it was sad because fans couldn't attend probably the best Bristol race in years. I've been hearing that it was the best Bristol race in years by a lot of people, and I definitely agree with them. Brad Keselowski ended up winning the race. Clint Boyer managed to get a 2nd place finish. Good on him. He's been really improving himself and his career and Stuart Haas. Once he joined that team, it felt like he's been doing a lot better since. Even though obviously he contended for championship in 2012 with Michael Waltrip Racing, which I found very surprising because Michael Waltrip Racing was a underfunded team, top 20, top 15 car every race at best. But 2012 he showed up, he did great. I think he got 3 wins that season and second in the points. But anyway, 2nd place finish, good for him, Very happy for him. Kyle Busch finishes, Jimmy Johnson finishes 3rd, rebounding from what happened at the Coca-Cola 600. Very happy for him. He's my favorite driver on track. Been rooting for him since the beginning of 2018. I've been rooting for him. So yeah, very happy that Jimmy got a good finish. He's being more consistent. He's getting close to the point that he's doing better now than he did this whole 2019 season. So I'm very happy for Jimmy. I really hope he can get a win and go out on a high note, go out with a bang, And Kurt Busch finishes 4th. Kyle Busch. I'm sorry. Kyle Busch finishes 4th. Great run for them. He led a lot of laps that night. Happy for him, even though I obviously really don't care for him. Even though that right there, that says otherwise. But that's what my dad's boss's parents got when they went to Talladega. I just couldn't say no to it. And Eric Jones, he's been pretty good this season. Yeah. That's all I really got to say about Eric Jones. The thing, Chase Elliott now has the most wins out of anybody. Stage wins. Most stage wins out of anybody in the season, and Alex Bowman has 4 stage wins too. So Alex Bowman, he obviously had a win earlier this year in Auto Club. I can almost. He might get another win this year, and if not, he's gonna probably be consistent. He would have at least got a good top 5 at Bristol if he wasn't taken out early. Same with Blaney. He ran amazing at Bristol, but obviously that was cut short by a wreck. And my predictions for the Quiktrip 500 at Atlanta, it goes with my first pick is Kevin Harvick. He's always good at Atlanta. Won the race in 2018. Had a dominant year that year. A very nice year. Next pick is Jimmy Johnson. He's been fairly consistent all year. He's also pretty good at Atlanta. And I feel like he can rack up a win. He's been consistent all year. He obviously finished third at Bristol. See how it goes. Chase Elliott. He has a win this season. He has a lot of confidence. I can guarantee he's got a lot of confidence in him. So much motivation. I feel like he can probably come out on top at Atlanta. And then Kurt Busch. I'm always rooting for him. I'm always rooting for him, especially because it's getting close up to his retirement. I've always really liked Kurt Busch. I was very happy for him when he won the 500. I really feel like he can win at Atlanta. I had strong feelings he would win at Bristol because I think he's got 6 wins there. Yeah, 6 wins there. His stats are very good at Bristol, but that's not Bristol. This is Atlanta, obviously. I really feel like he can get it. He's been pretty consistent this year. One of the more so fairly consistent drivers on the track. I got a feeling he can get it. And now we move on to the standings and the points. We have Kevin Harvick leading with a win at the Darlington race in the NASCAR is back thing. Joey Logano, obviously, he has 2 wins this season at Phoenix and Las Vegas. I think that was 2 in a row. Chase Elliott sits third, obviously, with a 2nd place finish, a 1st place finish. And I think he finished like 20-something at Bristol, but so that didn't help him. Brad Keselowski, he is 4th in the points. Alex Bowman, 5th in the points. As I said, he's fairly consistent along with Jimmy Johnson. They're both fairly consistent. So, yeah. Martin Truex Jr. does not have a top 5 this season, which I'm kind of surprised he doesn't. He also doesn't have a stage win, and he's the master at stages, as we've seen in 2017. But, I mean, I'm very surprised he hasn't won a stage or, placed within the top 5. And he's led a good amount of laps this year. Denny Hamlin. He is I had a brain fart. He is 7th in the points right now. Ryan Blaney is 8th. Kyle Busch is 9th. Kurt Busch is 10th in the points. Eric Almirola is 11th. Clint Bowyer is 12th. Matt DiBenedetto is 13th. Eric Jones is 14th. Jimmy Johnson is back at 15th. And Austin Dillon, who's had a few strong runs in the past few races, sits on the last playoff spot at 16th place. And that's gonna be it for today. Before I go, I gotta show you guys something that I found in my basement. I'm kidding. It was like I'll just say it was my basement. But anyway, I have this 1986 Tim Richmond Folgers diecast car hanging up there. I just felt like I'd show you that to you guys. And after this video, I'm gonna give you guys a look on the updates for the channel, and then I will do I don't know what I'm doing. Sorry, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but there's gonna be a track that I'm gonna be looking at. It's called Wilson Speedway in Wilson, North Carolina. NASCAR hosted races there from 1951 to 1960. I'm gonna be getting into that once I obviously in the video will go into more detail about that. So stay tuned for that. That's gonna probably be coming out tonight, later tonight, early tomorrow morning. It depends on what video I do first. All right, thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, and always stay awesome.